Week 64 of reselling, and it has been a journey to get here once again. And this week actually has been full of surprises, some good and some bad, and I'm going to take you through all those details. Actually, I want to touch on 3 questions you should ask yourself, maybe to just see how your business is going. Also, I have something that kind of happened unexpected that I'm going to share about at the end. And yeah, of course, I'll show you all the details in between. Let's get into it. So top item number 1 for this week was this. Actually, it's the Blue Castle from Anne of Green Gables, from the same series, I guess. I purchased this one for $1.29. I've had it for probably about 50-60 days. Sold it for $55, profiting $37.93 after fees and postage, of course. Top item number 2, this one I picked up from home, just, from things that I've just been clearing out. And this was some Star Wars Lego back from the late 90s, early 2000s. So no cost to the business. I sold this for $49.97, and after fees and postage, I've profited $33.93. Top item number 3 for this week was this CD, and this one's a bit interesting because, as you can see on screen, it's only cost me 36 cents. I picked this up from a bulk deal at a deceased estate. I've sold it for $22.97 and profited $29.16. How's that possible? Well, this one actually has gone over to Germany and they've paid up big time in postage, so I actually got some discounts, so that went back into my pocket. Top item number 4, this one's pretty cool. I picked this one up for a bit higher than I would normally pay for cost of goods, which was around $6.17. Picked it up from an op shop and I've sold it for $45. And essentially this is some 2011 Dr. Dre headphones, over-ear headphones, and sold it for $45, as I said, and I profited $24.55 after fees and postage. So not too bad. And top item number 5 is another book from the Anne of Green Gables kind of world. And this one also cost me $1.29, got it from an op shop, sold it for $38 a single book, and profited $23.48 after fees and postage. So pretty happy with these books. I'm nearly out of all these, so it's sad to see them go, but they do sell when you've got them. So as I mentioned, there is some lessons that I wanted to take you through this week, and the first one being unexpected happenings. And I'm going to go into a bit more detail around this at the end, but essentially I've had to put the store into basically 7 to 10 days of away. I'm going to touch on that at the end, so stick around to the end and I'll explain. The next lesson is don't overcomplicate. I think some things that we do when we go into this business, or when you're reselling or wanting to scale or just wanting to grow, we sometimes do overcomplicate things or try to figure out the best way to do things, when sometimes the simple way to do things is the easiest way to do it. And that leads me to my next point around, there's a couple of questions I think you should be asking yourself on a regular basis to help you just kind of do that pulse check and see, should something change? Can I change something, and how can I change it? And what I mean by that is there's these 3 questions, which we're going to go through right now, and you should ask yourself this. I'm going to talk about it a little bit, and see if there's anything that resonates with you. The first one for you this week, over the last week, as you reflect, what has annoyed you when doing your reselling? Has it been doing the listings? Has it been sourcing? Has it been dealing with customers? Has it been, actually packaging the items? Has it been cleaning a product? Has it been, maybe what has annoyed you is listing types of items? What has annoyed you in the last week? Just in the last week, think about what's the first thing that comes to your mind. And maybe that's something that you should look into to see, how can you make it better? How can you, fix the problem, or can you have someone else doing it? The next one is, where was your most time spent? And sometimes this can actually fall under the first category of number 1. One for me was, there was one book that I spent so much time trying to find, because for some reason I had missed it on my skewing system, and it took me a long time to find, when it was actually in a really, really simple place. But because I hadn't documented it, it kind of, screwed me over, and I spent extra time, more than I needed. But sometimes, if we don't have that system in place, we spend so much time when we're trying to pack items. So what area did you spend your most time in last week? Now, this is a good thing and a bad thing. If you're spending most time sourcing, but you're still selling and it's not a big issue, that's fine. But if you're spending most of your time sourcing, but you're not selling anything because you're not listing anything, something has to change. You get my point. Number 3 is this one. This one's a good one. And the way I like to use this is, from your answer of this, is it might tell you where you should double down a bit more in terms of what you should be listing. Which listings make you smile? And this could come on 2 kind of ways, because the first way, it might just because it's a cool item to list and it was fun and etc. But you might enjoy doing certain items. You might enjoy listing DVDs, and that's what makes you smile, because it's easy, it's quick. Could you be doing them on a more regular basis, rather than doing the ones that annoy you or the things that frustrate you? So these are 3 questions, or 3 things that I think you should be talking to yourself about, asking yourself, to see if you can change anything up, because doing this little pulse check helps you see what's working, what's not, and where's the opportunity. And if you haven't checked out my recent podcast with your lifestyle, I actually went through a 90-day review of how you can do this with your life and your goals and everything. And one area that I touched on was rose, thorn, and bud. I'm not going to go into detail here. If you want to hear how you can do this on a larger scale, more detailed, jump over to there. I'll put a link in the description, and you can see it up above as well. It might be of relevance to you. So how have we tracked for this week? Well, we've actually done quite a good week in terms of sales. We've had a volume of 50 go out the door. ASP was really low, $25.40. We had a lot of DVDs going out the door. Margin sitting at 65%. Cost of goods being around $87. Revenue we've done $1,268, and profit being $832. Now, as you can see, average cycle time was 46 days, and as I said, 22 DVDs went out the door. Otherwise, everything else was kind of up and down, and yeah, a few different things. Otherwise, DVDs and books being the main category, per usual. Progress over time. So as you can see here, this week we have started to shoot back up in terms of an average, in terms of total sold. It's also being one of the higher weeks, being 50 items. So it's not too bad. Average in terms of revenue per week and average per profit per week is starting to increase as well. So I'm happy with that. And then listings and sales this week, I actually had to do quite a lot more extra listings, not because of I sourced more, but just because I was away and I didn't have things on me. So what I did is I doubled down on doing some ending listings and selling similar, and that was able to give me a bit of a boost. And as you can see, I listed 111 items this week and sold 50. So not too bad. Not to say that me doing the selling similar has actually made me get more sales this week. I've actually been listing quite a lot of DVDs in the last couple of weeks, and that's why I believe I've sold more DVDs this week. So, weekly flow, the roller coaster view, as you can see, the start of the week actually started pretty solid. We had 300, 269, almost 300 again. We had 13 sales on one day, and then it kind of just dropped, as you can see there. Still kept some consistency, but the ASP was pretty low. So, I'm not complaining, it was still a solid week. Now, on this, I will touch, as just before we get to the end here, is, as you can see, that there was a bit of a drop, especially from the Saturday and Sunday. Actually, even the Friday, it dropped down a bit. Now, the reason why for this is because I've had to put the store into the 7 to 10 day as a way. The reason for this is, unfortunately, there's been a positive case that has happened in the family. I have to go into isolation, which means I can't actually go out to the can't go out to the post, and I can't send anything, but it means I can still list things and still sell things. So obviously, 10 days is likely going to deter a few people from purchasing. Hasn't stopped people buying, it just will deter. So that's something that I'm going to have to work on for next week as we go into this week, and I'll be talking about all those details at the end of next week of how it's gone, what's happened, how did it impact my store, and I'm not going to be able to source or anything this week as well. So just means I'm going to double down and actually do things inside the business and see what I can do to help and grow and get creative. So more on that next week, but this is the roller coaster we ride. Alright, so in terms of milestones and goals, we're at $71,500, getting close to that $75,000 milestone. In terms of profit for this year, we're at 22% of the way, as you can see there on screen. And in terms of items purchased and sold in 2022, aiming for that $40 ASP, we've actually done 166 items that I've been able to source and sell, averaging $47 as an ASP. So I'm pretty happy with this. Alright, let's jump into some show and tell.
All right, team, Monday morning and a few things going out. I just wanted to be clear that I've had to half my postage today and tomorrow just because of cash flow, because the couple of weeks before was a bit slow and I get paid on Tuesdays. Anyway, just wanted to highlight some big winners that I'm sending out today. So these Peter Brock, these little guys, this is incredible. So there's 4 of them, and I basically paid 13 cents a pop for these, and I've sold them for 55 bucks. These guys I've paid about $2 for, and they're going out for $50 plus postage. Some little Star Wars 80 figures. Blizzard Entertainment, this guy went for 36, not too bad. We have a Halo bundle going out for 30, I think it was, and Star Wars A-Wing Lego going out for 34. So a few cool little stuff going in here. This stuff you can't skip. You got to keep an eye out for it. It's not always going to find it, but this kind of Holden retro, and they're all numbered as well, so it's pretty crazy. Anyway, good stuff. Let's pack it up, and yeah, next one again in a couple of days. All right, team, so today's Tuesday, and I wasn't actually able to send out all this stuff because of cash flow issues. Anyway, long story short, if you've got a question about that, let me know. This is what's going out. So we've got a whole bunch of DVDs. These are a couple of $9 and $10 ones. This bundle's going out to someone. They've paid 20 bucks for those. We've got these 2 going out for 25, I think it was. This one I picked up brand new from Savers. I paid, I think it was $6 or something, and that's gone for 45 or 55, can't remember, something like that. So pretty cool. Couple of Wheel of Time books going out. Mr. Cool. This guy's gone for 160, I think it was, plus post all the way over to US, and that's gone for about $260 in total. Got some Lego going out and another Guitar Hero. So woohoo! All right, team. So it's Thursday afternoon. Actually, just getting ahead and actually just getting some of the stuff ready to pack for Friday. This isn't actually all of it. I've still got another 15 items, but figured I'll just start on this while I can, and I'll do some of the DVDs and things a little later. I'll show you that, of course, as well. So just quick run through. We've got these 3 Triple J CDs. Basically sold them for $34. We've got a couple of Anne of Green Gables. These are my favorite books to be selling at the moment. These are individual. This one went for $55. Yep, just one book, and that one's gone for 36, I think it was 38. Got some Star Wars books going out. They went for 35. Some Hardy Boys went for 25. Narnia has actually gone for 36 plus postage, surprisingly. And this guy at the back here, I think it was 50 or 55. And that's the Brother Band books. This is my New Balance shoes that I had already sold once and didn't pass the authenticity for being brand new, because I've actually had one run. Anyway, all good, so I've sold them again under the threshold of $150, which means it doesn't have to go through the authenticity program. So yeah, that's gone out for 120 plus postage. Not too bad there.
All right, the final thing here is perspective, and I always love to show this to help you see that, not every week is a huge week for me. Some weeks it might seem like a big week, but this week, week 64 has actually ranked 21 out of those 64 weeks. So it's been a pretty average week. I'm not complaining, very solid here. As you can see here, this is ranked out by profit. And well, that's it, team. That is this week, and really do appreciate being here. If you've got any questions, got any comments, or something that you saw or wasn't too sure about, do let me know in the comments below. Let's continue the conversation. Of course, going into this week, it's going to be an interesting week going into week 65, just because a few different things that I have to adjust to. Can't go out and source. Going to have to spend more time going through the dev piles and cleaning up my own stuff. I may as well. I've got the extra time to do it. So we'll see how we go. The store is in time away. As I said, it is time away, but I'm still selling things. That's okay. So I'll give you all the update next week. Appreciate you being here, and you have a wonderful day. Cheers.